Welcome to Conversations in the Closet. I am Teresa Romer here today with my favorite person in the world, Maz.
Oh, Teresa, how are you? Hi, everybody.
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, 'tis the season to have everything go wrong, I swear.
It's always like that. I always tell the people that I know, I say, the craziest time of the year is always the winter time. It's everything just starts going wrong.
I don't know if it's necessarily fall or just the holidays.
Yeah, because I think everything is crammed in. The time is essential. Just everything is added up, and just everything goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, even my hired help,
Tell
which
me
is
about that.
which is our topic today because it's like a heated. It's in my soul. I'm so upset. But anyways, no. So my question out there, guys, is your hired help. I know we all have hired help. It doesn't matter if it's housekeeping, the lawn guys, your IT guys. It doesn't matter. We all have hired help to help us get through our lives. It seems like nowadays. But my question is how do most of us treat our help? Like I know myself, I treat my help extremely good. And you know that for a fact, Maz. I mean, I really cater to my help because I like my help and they're part of like my family. And so, I'll give them old furniture and clothes and food and you name it. But the question is how far how how far do you let your help into your life? And by that, I mean, like when I hire somebody, everybody that comes in this house has to sign a confidentiality agreement. And you ask why?
Well, of course, everybody. Well, this is what I know. Every time uh, I do anything with anybody, they have to sign a confidentiality agreement, regardless. Even if they're working with me for a week. It's just when you're around me, when you're around my privacy and my world, you're gonna have to sign a confidentiality agreement. Not that I'm doing anything extraordinary. It's just it's a feel of you feel more secure like that
Well,
because
yeah, and especially my housekeeping and people that are in my house like all day long, every day. These people hear intimate conversations that you have with other business associates or lawyers or whatever. I mean, like they really do hear your conversations, whether it's somebody stopping by to talk to you in person or whether it's people that you're talking to on the internet or the people that you're talking to on the phone. I mean, these help, especially my housekeeping, they really listen, and regardless of whether they can speak English too well or not, no matter what nationality they are, they understand English. I mean, and so, I've had numerous ladies say to me, why do I have to sign a confidentiality agreement? And I said, because I don't, it's just, I try to use the whole picture of, what if you went to work in the White House and you were housekeeping in the White House? You're going to hear all kinds of information that is not to be repeated outside those walls. And that's kind of how I feel in my life is I feel like, I'm not the president of the United States, but my world is my world. And I really don't want my world being talked about out there on the streets. Does that make sense?
oh yeah, absolutely. I think anybody wants that.
And
When
so,
when you have people that are working for you, especially in housekeeping or nannies or things like that, they're around your lifestyle, your personal life, 24/7. That is more to me. That is a little bit more aggressive than just having someone around in your work environment.
right, right.
It's
But
more intense.
but it's funny how they don't understand it. And you're just like, ooh, gosh, how do I explain that to these, And so just recently, I had to let go of one of my housekeepers that I'd had for like 3 years because she just got a little too comfortable in the house. She was repeating things to her family and friends of stuff that was going on in my house. And she just got really personal and got into my business and
Now, is this about the recent one that you have, or is it about
the one
the
before.
previous one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
No, the one I have now is the one that I used to have 7 years. She was with us for 7 years, but I had let her go, or actually, she let me go. because we had moved into this house that we're in, and it's extremely large. And she was just a housekeeper that I had a couple days a week. And when I moved into this house, I needed somebody full time, and she couldn't give me full time. Um, so I hired the housekeeper that I just got rid of, which I had for 3 years, which I loved. You know, she was young, she was trainable, but she just got too comfortable and took too much time off and started coming and going as she pleased and started getting into my own personal business and just getting a little bit too comfortable. So I had to let her go. But the nice thing was, is I am so nice that, I literally got her a job before she actually left. So it wasn't like she went jobless,
You
and that
tell
just,
me, how often does that happen? That someone lets you go, and then also finds another uh, working location for you. That,
right.
my God, I wish I used to, well, I am working for you, but still, um, not many people respect and appreciate such morals that you have.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I take care of my help so well that even when I let you go, I help find a job for you so that you don't have to be jobless, you know. So yeah, she's literally working like a couple blocks away from me in the same
That's
neighborhood.
nice of you.
I
So
know.
what led to, what do you think leads to um, firing someone when they step over their boundaries in such a work environment?
I think they just get comfortable. I think they start to feel like, because you do treat them so well, I think they start to feel like they're like literally part of your family and they can do no wrong. Haven't you ever ran across employees like that before where they just start to feel,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
they feel like they've just got it made in the shade and they can just, you know,
absolutely. I've had that, and it took me a while to realize and then to let go of that person. But of course, when any kind of employee gets too comfortable and doesn't provide the services that they're being paid to do, and starts taking what you're doing for them, that extra kindness, that extra bonus, that extra whatever step that you do that's extra for them, and they take it for granted, that's when I think you approach a line of a halt in your feelings and try to step back and deal with it in a more professional business manner. That's what happened to me. Unfortunately, happened very, very late. It took me a while to get to that point because I'm such an easy, emotional going guy. But I finally, I put my emotions aside and I said, this is business and I need to think of my business and what I'm doing. If someone is not appreciating what I'm doing for them as much as I am and giving them so much freedom, it's better that they leave.
right, right. So let's do a scenario here. Okay, so all know we had Hurricane Harvey here back in September. So this old housekeeper that I had that I let go, she was working for me during that time, and the storm was coming, right? And I was nice enough, instead of paying her the next day when I normally would pay her, I paid her on that Thursday, and I said, in case you can't come back to work tomorrow, if it's so bad, because we don't know at this point what the weather's going to be like. But I said, if the weather's so bad that you can't come back here tomorrow, I want to go ahead and pay you tonight so that you can stop at the store and get some necessary things if you've got to hunker down, right? Um, but my whole thought process was that the next day, if it really did look like it was getting worse and she was at work, I was going to have her run back to her house, get her child and some belongings, and come back and hunker down in our house because, it's so huge. And so I was literally going to let her stay with us during the hurricane and all the flooding. But
That's
what does she do? She decides she's just not even going to come to work the next day. She doesn't text me. She doesn't call me. Nothing. Like a no-show, right?
right.
The weather's getting worse. The weather's getting way worse. I'm texting her. I'm like, where are you at? Where, aren't you coming to work today? I'm thinking I've got to get her and her kid over here because it's getting worse. And she was not responding whatsoever. So I went into the hurricane
That's just being a point of careless.
Right. So I go into the hurricane not even knowing where she's at, what, if she's safe, if she's not okay, what's going on. And of course, her area is an area that flooded, but she's on the second floor of her apartment building, so she was okay. But I didn't know this, right? And so when the hurricane was completely over with and she comes back to work days later,
Right.
I question her and I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh, I was just busy running around getting supplies and hunkering down. And I'm like, and you can't respond back to text or a phone call?
Right.
I said, I was going to actually have you and your daughter stay with us during those 5 horrendous, horrifying days. I was literally going to have you stay with us and live here and eat here. But now I'm thinking I need to let you go. Because if you don't respect your job any more than that, if she would have worked for McDonald's or someone like that, you can't tell me that she could have treated them the same way she treated me and still had a job to come back to.
Right. Of course, absolutely.
So,
No, it's because I guess they get to that comfort zone where they feel like they can just do about anything and get away with it, because they know that fired, and that's that cushion of comfort that we give to them.
right. But I told her, I
I
said, when
believe.
I
I
gave you the
believe it's our
money,
fault.
right. But I told her, I said, when I gave you that money that night, I didn't tell you, oh, by the way, you've got the rest of the week off or whatever. I didn't say that. I said, if the streets are impassable and you have to stay put, but the streets were not impassable. The streets did not become impassable until the next day yet, on Saturday. So she could have easily come to work if she needed to, or at least called me and said, things are bad. And then I still would have said, grab your daughter, get over here now. I want you to be safe. So anyways, that's what led up to her being let go. And so that's why it was kind of a topic I wanted to talk about, because I know I'm a nice person in my heart and I try to treat my help extremely well. I give them bonuses. I really do treat them well, but I just, sometimes I wonder if I treat them too well. Like, I do treat them like family sometimes, and maybe I treat them too well, and that's what leads to that comfort zone, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
So I don't think it's just you. Absolutely, but I don't think it's just you. I'm like that too. Many people are like that. My mother is like that in the medical field. We just like to work for us, and we treat them like. Sometimes it depends on the other person how they, back to us with their. Some people, my God, like people that are working family members, including my father, they've been with them for like decades,
Right.
and they've been still receiving that great amount of service from them, and they're so loyal. So, how many of these people can you find in your lifetime that come to you, that work for you, that are loyal, that appreciate what you do for them, and that you can treat like family?
Right. So, I was horrified to hear how she was treated with her previous employer. When the very first day she was working for me, she asked me where she could go to the restroom. And I said, I don't know. There's 13 bathrooms. Pick one and go. I don't care. And she's like, oh, well, I was only allowed to use one specific bathroom at my previous employers. And I was like, really? Well, I said, you're cleaning all 13 of them, so pick which one you want to go to. I don't care. And so she would tell me these horrifying stories. She would tell me that she'd have to eat her lunch. She would have to
Yeah.
eat her lunch out in the garage because she was not allowed to eat in the house. And I just thought, wow. And she'd been with this lady for like 3 or 4 years. And I thought, how could you stick with someone that treated you so horrible?
On top of that, you've been through that phase, and you've seen that other side and that wrath of people. So now you have a better place up and try to nourish it as much as you can to keep that work environment for yourself because you've been through that process.
Right.
That's what I don't understand. And the same thing happened to didn't have anything going on in his life, nothing whatsoever. I gave him everything and a job and a life and a start, and he would just get more comfortable and more comfortable and more comfortable. And finally, my father instincts aside and let him go If you don't appreciate where you've been and where you come, there's something wrong with you as a human. There's
Oh,
something
definitely.
you lack empathy, honest to God. If you don't realize that, then there's something wrong with you as a human being. Appreciate where you were and the struggle for, and someone coming into your life and helping you with newer opportunities, broader visions of happiness and life. Granted, there's something wrong with you as a human being. You go to a shelter and you bring an animal, and that animal has been through hell. You treat and respect that animal will be one of the most happiest beings on earth and will show gratitude. But us humans, some of us, even if we go through hell and God gives us another chance and puts all these amazing people in our lives to help us through that opportunity, we take it for granted. That's where I'm saying I think that some humans just they lack that empathy, that they don't understand it. I'm one of those people. I never forget where I come from, even a year from now. Here, is it better? Is it worse? Do I have gratitude? Do I not? Who was on my way that helped me? Who did it? Every year you have that. Now, what I don't understand is people like that. You've been through all these struggles with previous people, and yet you still don't understand to appreciate the person that is offering you the world. That's
Right.
just
Right.
that's what's
So,
baffling me.
well, that's why I shuddered when I heard the stories of, she could only use one particular bathroom. She could only eat in the garage. And the way this lady would yell at her when she mopped floors. And I just thought, oh my God, how do people treat other human beings like that? I understand they're your hired help, but you don't treat them as if they're some kind of animal that doesn't get any form of respect. I mean, like, it's another human being. But on the same note, it upsets me when they get so comfortable with their job that they think they can just start taking off days and not even letting you know. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. If you had a regular job with a regular employer, you would not be treating them like that because you would not have a job left.
That's unheard of.
So I don't know. I guess I'm always wondering how other people treat their help and whether I'm just too nice or not nice enough. My daughter always tells me, "Mom, you're just too nice. You're just too nice to them." And I'm like,
Knowing you, you are too nice. But then again, so am I. But it's not Teresa. It's not our fault. You know, um, bad luck with people that have worked for us, because some people just don't deserve that kind of kindness.
right,
I always give them that extra. Always do that, no matter what, because I see them as my team. I see them as people, helping my business, whether it's the most little steps, or or the ones that are doing the most. The same. I'm telling you, it's humans react this kind of love that we show them. Either they appreciate it.
right. But even when I had my health clubs, I can remember, I mean, I would keep my employees at a distance. I mean, like, I would treat them well. I would give them bonuses. I would, celebrate their birthdays. I would do all kinds of stuff, but I would not go out and party with them. I would not go out on the social scene with them. Like, it was like, yes,
Right.
yeah, yes, I'm going to treat you nice, but you're not my friend. Like, I have plenty of friends. I did not hire you to be my friend. I hired you to be an employee and to do your job. And we're going to get along just fine. I'm going to treat you good. I'm going to celebrate your birthdays. We're going to do all that, but don't expect that you're going to go out and hang out with me. you know,
Right.
so it was like, I'm not paying you to be my
Right.
friend. I'm paying you to be an employee. Yes, I want us to get along, have fun, but don't think you're going to go out with me on a Friday night.
Right. Well, which is right. Um, Unfortunately, in my situation, I had an so when you are going from one place to the other with your personal assistant, that person is your shadow, 24/7. Especially in our industry. So I didn't have that choice of, you know, wanting to spend a separate time because, as you know, I work over 16 hours a day. So I had that person with me around all the time.
Right. And like you said, especially when you have a personal assistant.
All these things, all the benefits. Yeah. And when, yeah, you're around so you're all the time. The service is just it's so wherever I went, I took I pick up the bill. Wherever I do, he does.
Right.
It's a different story. But again, I still take it as a lesson learned. Be like that anymore, but I don't think it's our fault. I think it's just we've been raised differently, and we try to welcome someone into your family that works for you. That's
Hello. Yeah.
your connection just went.
I know. I'm sitting in the same spot. I don't know what happened. I'm just sitting here.
Okay, we already ended it anyways. So the only thing left for you to do is on your voice, on your microphone recorder, on your phone.
Yeah. See, on my end, it says waiting for people to join this video call.
My God, I just saw you gone.
No, I mean, like on my end, I'm still on, and it says waiting for people to join the video call. That's weird. And I'm still sitting in the same spot, and everything is the same.
Teresa, after you talk to me, call them and tell them what's going on.
No, I'm going to, because this is bullshit.
Yeah, call them and ask them what's going on, and send me a picture of your routers. Let's just stop right here. Do that first.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna try to go through another fucking podcast with this shit.
No. This is hold on. Let me put my. 1 second.
But literally, I still have my Google Hangouts up, and it's got my picture at the bottom, and it says waiting for.
I have it too. I just it showed me that it just said Teresa Rumor left.
Which I didn't, and it still says I'm live.
Yeah, mine says we're no longer live. It says Teresa Rumor left.
God bless her.
It's okay. Don't stress it. Listen, it's technology. There's nothing you can do about it. And I know you want to do something about it, but there's nothing.
I know, but this is fucking ridiculous.
Just don't stress it.
At 9:30 this morning, I was set up for you because I had to take Lamar to the airport. I thought, okay, when I get back from the airport, I'm just ready. I've got all my notes.
But here's the thing. Either way you were set up, you'll touch some of those stuff.
Right.
So, that's something that you can't.
No, I'm getting them on the phone. I'm getting my IT guys on the phone right now, and then if I have to get Comcast on the phone and get better routers or get improved speed or whatever the fuck I got to do, this is ridiculous.
He's like, Bruce is my Cisco guy. He's like my networking guy. So that's his main specialty. So if you send me the pictures of the router, I can tell you and if you can upgrade it.
Okay.
What was it?
Jesus Christ, well, stupid.
Yeah, just don't stress it. Just don't stress it. And on top of that, can you please find time to send up your FedEx today, please?
Yes.
Your UPS.
Yep. Yep. It's already in the envelope. I just got to get there. I was waiting until after I got done with my
But I needed
podcast.
something from you. What was it that I need? Oh, Teresa, the new magazine with your home in it. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Can you? I'm sure you're just like me, organized. You have more than one copy, right?
No, I only have one, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I took pictures of it and everything, so that's all that matters to me.
Can you send me the copy so I can scan it and send it back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Since you have one copy, I'll send it back to you.
Yep.
Send that because I want to go. I have a lunch with Mauricio's mom next week.
Yeah.
And I want her to, because she's a real estate photographer as well.
Well, and here we met a doctor and his wife that just moved here from Beverly Hills, and about a year ago. And Mauricio was their real estate agent.
I told you.
And she said, "Oh, we just need him to come out here and sell your house for you."
I told you. Now do you listen to me?
But she said he sold the last 2 homes we've had, and she was here the other night for my big ketone Christmas party thing. And she was like, "Oh my God, Mauricio would just love this house. Oh my God, you got to get him to sell it."
I'm telling you, that was my idea a month ago when I told you that.
Yeah.
I begged you. I said, please give it to. Why? Not because of Mauricio. Fuck Mauricio. He has the connections with all these people around the world.
Right.
You know, that one home's like that.
Right.
You know, if he sold that house down there, so he knows that neighborhood.